Alright guys, so last session was the adventures of Valtier and Argus because no one else could make it. Um, at the beginning of the session, it's revealed the wild magic from the session before that had transformed Valtier's horse into a chicken. It hasn't lost any mass though, so it's just an incredibly large chicken. Think of a chocobo, and he now rides a huge chicken. He is also paranoid as hell, also from the wild magic, but after a good night of sleep in Raylith's magical cottage, the next morning you
Oh,
guys
I'm
shake
glad
off.
you used that.
Oh yeah, Raylith, you definitely called your magical cottage down. That was cool.
Yes, and Merlin, he asked you guys for some help in a ritual, being the two main spellcasters, Raylith and, what's his name, Walton. They both participate in this ritual and must concentrate on it completely, and it's up to Valtier and Argus to be there if anything goes awry, and shockingly something did. So Merlin used Daznash to open a portal to the plane of water in order to bind a familiar from there. He wants a water elemental familiar. In opening the portal, he let in a little bit too much water, and a gargantuan water elemental.
He left the faucet on.
Which is up to Valtier and Argus to beat down now. And on the way, some sharks came through the portal as well, and the elemental became a whirlpool, and Sharknado happened.
Literally.
Of course. Don't miss it last time, so you had to.
I got. What was it, me or Argus? I think Argus was the one who got punched by the water elemental's fist, and then the shark inside the arm bit him.
No, that was you. You took 25 damage.
No, it was me. It was me. Yeah. Man, that was crazy cool.
Yeah, but Valtier sticks his sword in, and like a blunder, he kills all the sharks, and the severely weakens the water elemental. Merlin is able to bind it to his will, and now he's got a new friend. Valtier unlocks the second tier power of his sword, and he finally talks to the spirit within, the one who calls itself Fontaine.
Yeah. My sword's somehow alive.
And then you get back to Koden Kal and take care of business. Valtier goes to get his Hellhand head stuffed. Argus goes back to Bloodbath and Beyond for some more armor adjustments. Valtier meets the Atelier, Carmelo Roldan, and commissions his cloak. And most importantly, Valtier meets a certain fortune teller. Who reads his fortune. And thus, his fate is sealed, and now he has access to fate points.
Very nice. I like that, Oliver. We all have fates or whatever.
And it seems that this fortune teller, has a sixth sense of the Tavir and the fated people, and Valtier carts her around town to try and find Argus, which he eventually does. You guys see the weirdo potion seller that you briefly met outside of Draconia.
Classic.
And he is spewing anti-tiefling rhetoric. And then you go and crash at Merlin's place. At least Argus, Valtier, and Walton do. Raelith has a house and sleeps at her house.
True.
So we'll focus on Raelith for a moment. So in the morning, you have breakfast with Deidre and her baby and her husband. And here we've got a picture of Deidre. She is all ready for the day.
Oh man, I'm getting flashbacks to my art history minor.
Well, bonus points if you can tell me who that is and who it's by.
I honestly don't remember. And I'm not even going to try with this cold. Like, ask me again tomorrow when I feel better.
Alright, so she asked you, "Darling, where have you been? I feel like it's been weeks. You've been so busy lately."
Oh, you know, out pillaging, foraging, finding things for, Moriarty.
Yes, tell me all about that. Certainly he has got you on some fascinating mission.
You cut out there, say it again.
Tell me all about that, darling.
What were we doing? I'm like trying to remember, like, what have we been doing again?
Dagger
well,
Dare.
we went out. Yeah, I was like, it's been a long time since we've been back in the city. So,
Yeah, seriously.
there's a whole lot of other stuff in between. We ended up going out chasing werewolves. That was kind of fun. Have at least one head that should be being stuffed as we speak.
Werewolves? That is no place for a lady. Where
I
are you
was just
going
gonna
out
like
hunting
shoot her like
werewolves?
a what? Huh?
Why are you going out hunting werewolves?
A little town called Dagger Dare. We were helping an old friend out. We need to make sure the townspeople are going to be safe. And Rayla's, of course, is going to like shoot her a bit of a dirty look. The whole, like, no place for a lady thing.
Darling, your mail stack has been gotten frightfully high. Haven't you read any of them?
Wait, say that again?
Your mail stack has gotten frightfully high.
Oh. No, I haven't had a chance to go through it yet. Anything look interesting? I know you've been keeping an eye on it.
Well, certainly. There have been a few interesting ones. I think one of these boxes from that nice elven gentleman, Galahad. You should definitely take a look in that. But
Galahad's been sending me letters?
well, I don't know. I don't actually read your mail, dear.
Well, no, she said it's from him. Like, getting letters from him in general is kind of odd, so... This painting is driving me nuts, Oliver. I know it's a Rococo painting, and I can't remember who's by. Oh, well. Alright, I'm going to take the hint and go look at my mail.
And you see so it is a box wrapped with green and red sort of striped paper, so it's nicely gift wrapped, with your name on it. And so you open it up, and it looks to be a rose that has been dipped in gold. Very fragile looking, but also quite nice.
Whoa.
He's sending me a rose dipped in gold. It's quite the gift. Detect magic on the rose.
The rose is mundane.
Damn. I'm a huge skeptic.
Can't blame her there.
Right, let's just eyeing this thing suspiciously. Like, what on earth? She's never really been seriously courted by somebody before, so because people find her very intimidating. Because she's not human, so she said like a couple like flings, but nothing like this. No golden roses.
And Deidre says, "Oh my, look at that! What a fine gift. You know, Raelith, it is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife."
Raelith ignores her and continues to eye this rose extremely suspiciously. She's been like messing with Galahad for so long that to like get something like this from him, she's kind of like, why? She's going to. I think I still have his bag of holding, so I'm gonna tuck the rose in there. And internally, she is smiling at being given such a gift for sure, but she's going to maintain a steely outer image for now.
All right, and so Deidre continues. Well, since you've been away, why don't I catch you up on the news?
Yes, please.
Let's see. Well, let's see. Well, lately, was it? It must have been yesterday or the day before. The Church of St. Bridget has collapsed into a sinkhole. Apparently, all the clergy inside were killed by the building collapsing on them.
A sinkhole? In Koden Kal? That doesn't make sense geographically. I don't think. Hang on, let me roll a knowledge for this. 90% sure it doesn't. God damn it.
Oh,
Why did I have to say I roll a knowledge?
So correct on the
That's
Boucher.
still a 7.
That is still a 7. You, in all your life, you have never heard of a sinkhole happening in Koden Kal or in the immediate surrounding area.
Can I knowledge geography this too?
What was the first knowledge check?
Oh, local.
Oh. Yeah, sure.
Hang on. I have 2 sets of... My knowledges finally are not the same thing. That last level up. There we go.
Yeah, you think, considering what you know of the geological structure of the region, of the tectonic position that Koden Kal is in, that seems mightily improbable to have happened by itself.
Yeah, I was going to say tectonics don't matter at all in this case. It's going to be what the water table is like, but still, doesn't make sense on a map.
So she continues. It's quite the thing, isn't it? I've never heard of a sinkhole in Koden Kal.
Yeah, it shouldn't be possible either. Oliver, can you point out on a map where this church is? Thank you.
Right about that.
Okay.
Yes, well, I suppose that would make sense if someone else were up to malfeasance.
Think what?
Well, yeah, so apparently there was a theft the night before, and so they had summoned in more clergy than usual to look at the church and investigate the site. And when everyone was there, then the sinkhole happened.
Okay, Rayla's gonna mumble under her breath, someone set that up, and I would like to do a knowledge religion to figure out what the heck this church is, because I don't know.
Yes, go
Can I do
ahead.
that?
The Church of St. Brigid, named after, obviously, wait, let me look at her last name. Let's look at this. So, you recall that this is a saint of Asmodeus. Give me that history check.
That should be a +7. Sorry,
16.
messed up.
You recall, you don't recall much about Saint Brigid, but you remember that she was in fact a general in the Chalaxian army some time ago, and she was sainted after her death, as you know, saints do. But in her capacity of general, she did many deeds in service to Cheliax and Asmodeus.
Cheliax sounds really familiar, and I can't remember why.
Cheliax is a nation that is since been it's an ancient nation that was on the land that Koden Kal now resides on.
No, but I feel like that's popped before. Was that in the Dreamer world? Was that one of like the murals or something?
No, but it wasn't a link that I gave you guys.
Okay. After a certain point, I'm like, whoa, I gotta keep track of all this stuff.
And so then she continued to tell you the other news. And, well, unless you have any questions about that.
My question was going to be, who runs the church now? Like...
The Church of Asmodeus?
I'm guessing there's somebody in the stratus of society who would go there. Like, are there a particular set of nobles that attend the church? Is this a church that is known for servicing the poor? Is this like what is the function of this church in society today?
Give me that. You've already used your skill checks on this one. You'd have to visit it. Well, you know for sure that it is. Well, you know for sure that it is absolutely not to service the poor.
Well, I figured.
But sure, give me that knowledge local.
I could do knowledge nobility, knowledge local, like.
Yeah, knowledge local.
I got all the knowledge. All right. Wow. 50.
Okay. You recall that Saint Brigid, she became famous because after one of her battles, she managed to claim over 1,000 prisoners of war, which she promptly turned into eunuchs and presented to the Chalaxian emperor as slaves. And the Church of St. Brigid continues that tradition.
Oh, they're all eunuchs?
Rather, they make eunuchs.
Hmm.
And then, so she continues. But that's small news, really, compared to, well, there's war between Aramor and Eldridge again. Let's not go there for a while.
That was started by the last battle, I'm guessing.
Yes, I hear there was a rebellion in Aramor. I would assume the one that you had escaped from that night when you came back to Koden Kal.
Most likely, yeah.
Yes, well, there's certainly a lot of refugees in the city now. Hold on to your purse.
I'll keep that in mind for sure. This purse is still Galahad's anyhow. I can't afford to lose it.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah, he lent it to me. I needed it in the moment. Are they running circles outside your door again, Oliver?
No, just this time a left turn, I think.
Okay.
So at that mention, she takes her fan up to her face and just like gives you a smug, knowing look.
I'm just gonna like give her like the really face.
But now let's shift our narrative focus to Voltaire and well, Tyler was there for a moment. I guess it's the Voltaire show.
I wake up. This is the next morning. Valtir wakes up extra early to search the Temple of Nethys for... There's got to be some sort of training room or area where spells and like skills are tested.
All right. So you wake up. Merlin and what is it? Argus and Walton are sleeping soundly. Although it doesn't have eyes, you can sense that the elemental is watching you as you get up and then leave.
The water elemental?
Yes.
What's it look like again right now?
So, inside of this pretty large fish bowl, there is a goldfish swimming around in a pool of water. And then on the surface of the water, as you move around, you see undulations above the surface. But as far as you can tell, it is just pure water.
Okay, can I roll a knowledge planes to determine like what elementals need to do to survive? Like, do they need sustenance? Do they need sleep? Oh.
So you know that one, absolute elementals do not eat, do not sleep, do not rest. They are just pure embodiments of whatever their element is. And so you don't know what they need to survive, but you know that they don't have any sort of internal organ structure or anything like that humans would do to like digest food.
Alright, I assume they're tethered to some sort of like powerful plane. I mean, it is knowledge planes, so I assume their planes give them life. Alright, but yeah, I don't know. I'm in the dorm area, I assume. So yeah, I'm gonna just kind of see if I can. I don't know. It's pretty early. I'm gonna see if I can find anyone who can direct me towards some sort of training area, or like like a gym or like these guys got to exercise. It cannot be all about the brain and the mind.
At the Temple of Nethys. Well,
I mean, yeah.
So first thing you noticed is that there's not a whole lot of people walking around. You sense that most wizards are probably not morning people.
All hungover from the beer pong the night before, probably.
But so you make your way to the lobby of the Temple of Nethys. There is a stone wall with a great waterfall going down. There is a stream of water under the floor that you can see through the glass, or what you think is glass. And there's fish and water flowing through it. The gift shop is not open yet, but there are some people at the lobby tables.
At the what kind of tables?
The lobby.
Oh, lobby. Okay, you're right. I'm in the lobby. What do these people look like?
So one, you see a halfling. She has her hair in a lot of really, really small tight buns on her head.
Okay.
She has brown hair and she's wearing white and black robes. She has a cup of what looks to be hot tea, and she just seems to be lounging at the front, reading a book, and then there is a dwarf as well on the opposing lobby side. He's got his hair in like micro braids going back and all along the front there, sort of ending in a very sharp braided goatee.
Okay. Dwarves and elves have a complicated history, so I'll approach the halfling. Yeah, so I clank up with two great swords, like X on my back, out of either side of my shoulders. I'm just like clanking up, and I look at the halfling and I say, "Excuse me."
She looks over her book. How can I help you?
I don't really know all the amenities that are provided by the temple. Is there an area around here where a swordsman could perhaps train, or just an area where the use of weapons won't be considered inappropriate?
I see you're new here. Would you like to join the Temple of Nethys?
What does that entail?
Well, for a nominal fee, you can use our facilities and go to certain classes.
Classes?
Yes, we have a variety of things we can teach you, as well as some facilities for. There is one such training ground that perhaps might be what you describe.
What is the requirement to join the temple? Is there a payment, a monthly payment, or something?
There are certain. It's different depending on what you want from the temple, but all in all, for as a basic membership, you require two things. One of which is the ability to cast magic, or the wants to learn how to perform magic. Secondly, it is 10 gold a month.
That's pricey, considering I only now have 39 pieces of gold.
Of course, if you do work for the Temple of Nethys, then the fee is waived, but...
Do you have a day pass?
Merlin probably does.
Yes, 1 gold for a... Well, no. 1 gold for a day pass, but you must demonstrate that you can perform magic nonetheless.
Alright, gotta use one of my 3 daily spells I can use to prove that I...
I was gonna say, at this point, I would just be like, alright, I'm gonna go outside and go to the other temple and...
You know what, none of my spells are particularly... I don't know if I want to show any of these spells.
Do you?
No, I definitely don't. I literally can cast 3 level 1 spells a day, and that's it.
Oh no. Can Rayla waltz in and be like, oh yeah, that thing where you glow and give them things.
Okay, you know what? You said working here, the fee is waived. Are there jobs available?
There are jobs for magicians who can perform higher tiers of magic, certainly.
Shit. I'm kind of nervous about showing my type of magic around these people, because I feel like they're all going to be tell me that that's dirty magic or something.
Robin, do you have knowledge religion?
Robin did knowledge religion? Yeah, okay, sure. I don't think I have any knowledge religion. But what, I seem to remember you saying, correct me if I'm wrong, something along the lines of all magic is accepted at the Temple of Nethys.
Yeah, Merlin told you that at the Temple of Nethys, magic is magic. Their god Nethys does not care if it's for destruction or creation. So long as you are casting spells, he is happy with you.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna be coming back here. I don't want to be taken. You know what? I want to see this training room. Valtir, he's not thinking about the future.
Curiosity killed the cat.
He's thinking about now, and he's gonna cast. Wait, hold on. I'm not gonna cast anything. This is just some random person. I'm gonna waste a spell, and she's gonna be like, "Yeah, I don't work here. Gotta go show it to someone else." Okay, hold on. Okay, where do I sign up? Where do I sign up for this day pass?
Right here at the lobby. I do work here.
Oh, you're just sitting here sipping coffee, reading. I thought you were just. All right. What's your name?
No, she's behind the counter at the lobby. She is sitting in a very high chair.
Oh, I see. I thought she was just a random patron and sitting at one of the lobby chairs. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Well, this changes things. So I just have to show you that I can cast magic, and then give you a gold. This just happens right now.
That should do it.
My spell list. Look, the spells I can cast aren't particularly appropriate at this time.
Any spell you can cast, I can detect.
What if they all require targets?
Well, shall I bring out a target for you?
Oh, Jesus. Yes. You know what? Yes, absolutely. This is... You guys have this requirement. And I'm telling you that the only spells I can cast, I need a target for.
You're going deep, man.
All right. She... Let's see, how many does she get? Is it only one? Yeah, okay. So she reads out of her spell book, and waves her hands. And behind you, an enormous rat appears on the ground.
That's gross, but okay.
Did you just use a voice changer, Oliver?
Nice. Alright. I pull out my Blade of Binding with its lock-based aesthetic. And I hold out my sword. And I for a moment focus all of my magical energy into my blade, casting True Strike, and I bring my blade back, and I yell out some... what's it? Flowing... What's up?
Can't you only cast while raging?
True Strike? No. I can cast either way.
Oh, okay.
I'm allowed. Well, let me double check this. But the way I remember reading it was that I'm allowed, because usually you're not allowed to cast while raging, but I am allowed to cast while raging. And okay, so blood casting. Blood Rager gains the ability to cast spells even while blood raging.
All right, continue.
Yeah, so I yell out. What's a good name for flowing water strike? That's pretty good. I'm just trying to impress this person here. Let them figure out if they're gonna give me the hookup. All right, all together. I'm gonna do it.
All right, that hits. $40. Oh my god.
And then I'll do that. Bring it down.
And he goes, "Eee!" As you do a deathly strike against this dire rat. And she looks at you. Ah, a true strike. Are you a magus?
I don't know what that is, but probably not.
Mages?
Well, yes, that just about will do it. 1 gold, and I will show you to the training ground if you wish.
Alright, yeah. I'll give you gold. Mike.
And so she leads you down these corridors to the outside, and in this courtyard you see like a row of dummies, training dummies, and they're holding cudgel and shield, and as you walk by, all of them turn towards you and take up their shield in a defensive position.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
And there are otherwise at first sight seems to be pretty standard for what a training ground has, except that you see the people here are not very big on strength training. You see a wizard casting a spell upon one of the dummies.
Okay.
He focuses, and you see in his hand an electric pulse of lightning form after he completes the spell, and he goes in to touch the dummy with it, and he hits it right in the center.
Very nice.
And you see the center through the dummy sort of explode with the force of this lightning. And when he takes a step back, the dummy slowly reforms itself. You see the straw that it was composed of sweep back from the floor, go back into the body, and then the cloth around it sews itself back together.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I approached one of these metal dummies with the blade of binding. I'm trying to figure out how to activate its chain maneuver that the other guy was activating earlier.
Alright, so while Voltaire does that, let's go back to Raylith.
Hi.
So, you just learned that there is war back in Airmore versus, where is it, Eldridge?
Mm-hmm.
Not really surprising given their history. As far as you recall, it was just sort of a tinderbox waiting to be lit.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is not terribly out of the ordinary. But what's Raylith up to?
I'm going through the rest of the mail, so.
Alright, so you file through letters filled with poems, letters filled with just sort of introduction, talking at length about family lineage and
The letter she's been actively ignoring basically for years.
For years. You see gifts of flowers, long dead and wilted.
See, this is a good sign because Galahad knew. I would not make it back in time for a real flower.
And there are a lot of things of that nature.
Boring.
Yeah. So you can tell definitely, as far as you're concerned about the poetry, some of it is really great poetry, of which you are completely sure they did not write themselves. Now you recognize some of the you recognize the poetry of some of them to be by somewhat obscure authors that they somehow assumed that a librarian wouldn't know about. Though some of it, you're quite sure that they wrote it themselves because it's terrible.
Raylith, is the kind of person that, if you're writing her poetry and stuff like that, unless it's actually very good, she's going to scoff at it. But then, if a guy comes up and it's oh, you want to come on, this grand adventure where we're going to, be a part of, a world changing, she's like, yes, sign me up. So, and Galahad's the only one that's even come close to that at this point, I suppose.
Right, and so, other than various gifts, knickknacks, overall you find you'd think about, in total, maybe 30 gold worth of various trinkets and introductory gifts.
Nice. You wanna go sell them? I'm gonna pocket all the various trinkets.
Alright, but so you've got your Earthbreaker. You haven't gone shopping for your gun yet. Mm-hmm. You know that Merlin said that he would work on your bandolier first. So do you think that should be done? That should have been done last night, so if you want to go visit him, you could.
How
Otherwise,
early is it at this
what do you
point?
Do?
Are they reasonably going to be awake or no?
After breakfast and sorting through all the stuff, you think that they are probably awake, or if they're not, they're really sleeping in. Which doesn't really seem like Merlin or any one of the rest of your party.
Are you kidding me? Leave Argus and Walton alone. They'll sleep forever. Valtier, not a chance, but
No. You know that Merlin has a very workaholic ethic when it comes to doing things.
I guess I'm gonna go pick Merlin just because I'm not exactly sure. I asked you last time where I would go in the city for a gun, and you said Raylith wouldn't know unless one happened to arrive from somewhere. And typically it would be somebody at the library who would know if one did. So I'm gonna go wake the guys up, I guess. So yeah, start heading to the temple after getting dressed and everything. And mounting this gigantic Earthbreaker on my back with the gown that she's wearing. She's really proud of us. As soon as you said Valtier with the double swords, I'm thinking put Valtier and Raylith next to each other. We are super intimidating with Argus and all the spikes down.
Yeah, dude.
And then there's Wally.
Right.
Yeah, we have to up Wally's presence a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, this is the place to do it. Alright, so you make your way to where you recall Merlin's dorm is at the Temple of Nethys. You go up to the door.
Knock knock.
And you hear Merlin call, "Who is it?"
It's Kyle walking in and singing, that's who it is.
I don't know, Kyle.
What did you say, Oliver?
Merlin says, "I don't know, Kyle."
Yeah. Good morning, Merlin.
I do know Raylith, though. So he opens the door. So you see inside his room now, there is a large fish tank made out of glass with a goldfish swimming inside of it. You see Walton in the bed, still sleeping. Argus has gotten up and left to do something. You don't know what. But you see Merlin there in his... Let's see what he's wearing. He's got a... That's the one. Yeah, he's got a simple brown shirt on. There is sort of this white fur trim around the collar. But his hair, his short black hair, very dark brown or black. It's very much like bedhead, tangled. He says, "Oh, Raylith. Oh, it's good you're here."
It looks like you guys just woke up.
Yeah, it is good to sleep in a bed again.
Tell me about it. I was very happy to get back to my running water.
And at the mention of water, you see in the fish tank, it goes...
It looks happy with the fish.
Yes.
Is that its friend?
I don't know what it's doing in there. I mean, I guess I have to feed it now.
Well, you just feed it magical energy, right?
No, the elemental just sort of lives and doesn't really need fuel, but the fish does.
Oh. Right.
As you realize that the water is the elemental.
Yeah. No, I mean, I understood that. It was just like, didn't occur to me. I was thinking he was talking about the elemental.
So, here we are, the beneficial bandolier. And he pulls out this tooled leather bandolier from off of the table. It has 10 bullets that you lent him, already loaded inside. Look at the rest of this.
This looks really good, Marlene. You did a great job.
Well, the bandolier was made by someone else. It's the enchantment that I did. So the bandolier is made out of finely tanned leather. It has slots for up to 200 rounds of ammunition. Their pellets and black powder can be kept in the tiny individual pouches, and there's loops for the bullet. You put it on, and it feels like it weighs 2 pounds.
It fits nicely, thank you.
Right, so, well, why don't you take out your gun, and I'll show you.
What?
Rayla's going to pull out her giant Warhammer gun that she still has.
It's like, whew. So unload. I assume there's a bullet in there. You should unload that first.
I'm back. Sorry, what's up?
So you unload the bullet, and then Merlin tells you to yell out, "Ready." And you're muted.
So, do I have anything I can test firing in it?
That's not what the bandolier does.
Well, I guess it's the reloading, so... I guess I'll try and do the instant load thing. Because that is what it does, right?
Yes. So, you say in a stern voice, "Ready," and the first bullet on the link disappears into your gun.
Now that's gonna make me shoot much faster. Thank you.
Yeah, you can activate it about once every 6 seconds until you're out of bullets.
Which happens to be the exact same length as a turn. Thank you.
A turn? What do you mean?
That was the internal monologue, not spoken monologue. So Rayla's going to pat this bandolier affectionately and then give Merlin like a... He's still shorter than her, right?
How tall is she?
She's 5'5"-ish? I don't remember. Like average height.
Yeah, he's still slightly shorter than you are.
That's what I thought. Okay, she's gonna like reach up or reach down and like ruffle his hair a bit.
Ah, jeez. Okay. Well, now to find a mirror. A really, really, really fancy mirror for Voltaire.
What does he want the mirror for again?
He takes out the book, the workbook of the Mirror of Arcane Heritage. And Merlin tells you, well, this is to... I'm gonna try and inscribe the enchantment in here to make this mirror that it is describing. I'm sure Voltaire will find it really useful. Or you. Or anyone with an arcane heritage, really.
What does it do?
Well, it's different for everyone, depending on what your heritage is, but the main thing is, I think if you hold it, it will show you who your parents are. So I'm excited to see that.
Oh, right. Raylis was thinking, like, but I know who my parents are, and then she remembered.
Yeah. So with the help of my elemental now that you helped me bind, I can make this much faster than before. Come back tonight and we'll get some, and it should be done, and we could get some dinner and hang out.
That works for me. Do you need to go shopping for a mirror? Or do you have one already?
No.
To use as the base.
Yeah, I need a mirror for the spell component for the focus.
Well, I'm heading out now to see if I can hunt myself down a new gun if you want to tag along.
Oh, that sounds fun. Sure thing. And you hear a snore in the background as Wally is just like...
Maybe we should let him sleep some more.
Sounds good. And so Merlin takes out his book and casts a spell out of it. And as you guys leave the room, you see the fish bowl follow him floating in midair, about 3 feet off the ground. So it follows him about 5 feet behind wherever he goes now.
Cool. Still not entirely sure where I'm going to be able to find a musket in the city, but I'd like to get my hands on one. I read about it recently.
Well, aren't you from the city?
Yeah, I am, but the city's never been one for guns.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that before. I'll bet that the leather shop that I got the bandolier from would know where to get a musket.
Alright, worth a shot. Let's go and ask him. And with that, I think we should cut over to Voltaire, because I need to use the bathroom.
Alright, so back to Voltaire. Voltaire?
If he's there.
I'm here.
Okay.
Alright, so Voltaire, what are you up to?
I'm trying to figure out this sword.
Alright. So how are you trying to figure this out?
Well, I'm gonna take this sword. I just killed the rat and it didn't activate or do anything, so I'm just gonna try to do another strike with it. Yeah, I go for the dummy. What happens?
Well, you hit the dummy, and as you cut into the dummy, you feel like if you wanted to, you could will the sword to change its form.
Will the sword?
Yes.
Interesting. I will it. I will it. I will you, sword.
Give me a grapple check.
Grapple check. And then, do I add a bonus on it? I believe I do.
Not on the first one.
Not on the first one. Okay. Let me double check grapple really quick. Jeez. Not expecting to use grapple for the belt here, but okay. But I don't take an attack of opportunity, so I think I'm good. I'll take it.
Yeah, so as you strike it, let's see. It looks like you deal damage and get the grapple.
Nice.
So, unless I'm reading this wrong, but that's what it looks like. Yeah, so as you slice into it, the chain explodes into... No, the sword explodes into a chain that... So you hit, and then the sword wraps around the dummy, turning into a chain, and ching! You have the dummy chained up.
Nice. I let go of the weapon. What happens?
The chain remains in place, but the handle of the sword falls to the ground.
So they're still wrapped up?
Yes.
Does it look like... Alright, I take out my second sword!
Alright.
I strike!
You hit the dummy. Yeah. You shred this dummy to pieces, and as, like, you slice the upper torso off, and then the chain sort of constricts and sort of like slips off the top, and then flows back into its sword form, and then the dummy slowly rebuilds itself as well.
Did anyone see that? I look around, like, I hide the fact that I'm looking around to see if anyone saw that.
The guy that was practicing Shocking Grasp, he looks at you with, like, the Obama face.
What's this guy look like? He's in robes like everyone else?
Yeah, he has, short black hair. He has black skin. He seems to be, in his late teens. He's wearing a white tunic with black pants, and he's got a book with purple binding, and there is like metal covers on the corners of his book. And then he sees you looking at him, and he goes back to his own thing.
Alright. I was gonna approach him, but we're both warriors, and we both have things to do, so... I'm pretty happy about this. Valtyr thinks to himself. The King of Swords.
Like the way your train of thought went there.
That's yeah. That's what that fortune teller told me.
Got it. And at this moment, should we cut back to Raylith asking Merlin whether or not they should try and find Argus before they head to the shop?
Down with that.
Alright,
Timing-wise, all of this should line up now.
This is a well-paced session so far.
Merlin says, Argus said he'd be back by nightfall to grab dinner if we want. He said something about House of Pleasure. I don't know, it was really early.
Oh boy. Yeah, we can leave him to that. What about Valtyr, though? He should still be around somewhere, right?
Yeah, he left before I woke up. I don't know.
Huh.
Well,
I'm guessing we're in the lobby at this point, so I'm gonna waltz right up to the desk lady and be like, "Hey, have you seen a half-elf with two giant swords mounted in his background here?"
there are two lobbyists there. Which one are you asking? There's a dwarf and a halfling.
Which one's closer?
They are equidistant. So the dwarf is on your left, and the halfling is on your right.
I'll ask the one that I know Valtyr didn't talk to first for shits and giggles.
How you doing, Miss Azuma? How can I help you?
Pretty good. I'm looking for a friend of mine. He's a half-elf, carries around two giant swords. Not hard to miss.
Yeah, so I'm strutting along. He's,
Any idea where he is now?
Well, from what I hear, he was going to the training grounds.
That would be in the temple?
Yep, it's in the courtyard.
Merlin, could you do the honors and lead the way?
Courtyard, actually, I haven't been there. Where is that? And you got the instructions from the dwarf.
Cool.
And, as you guys are walking along to the courtyard, you see, an half-elven man with two great swords strapped on his body, round a corner, coming towards you.
Give me like 30 seconds. I just spilled a ton of water on the floor. Hang on.
Alright.
Wow. Okay, well, while I'm drying this, because I spilled it next to my computer, luckily, oh, there you are. We were just about to come find you.
Did you guys get the day pass?
Did we know what?
Did you guys get the day pass?
Oh no, we just waltzed back here. I followed Merlin.
Oh, of course.
Day pass? What?
I paid to get back here.
Oh yeah, you're not a member. Okay, well,
I had to prove that I knew magic in order to get back here.
you are at the Temple of Magic.
Wait a minute, does that mean that they had to, like, see your bloody arms go everywhere?
I didn't show them that part of my magic. I simply cast a spell to make my strike true.
I hope you didn't use it on one of the lobby people.
No, she conjured a rat that I ended swiftly, most swiftly.
Yeah, after werewolves, there's only so much that a rat will do to you, huh?
Yes, it wasn't quite exciting, but I am excited to show you my stuffed hellhound head once that's done. That's gonna be the talk of the town.
We're actually on our way to... What?
Yes, we're going to find a mirror.
Oh yes, for the commission that I asked of you.
Yeah, so it needs to be a mirror of exceeding value and craftsmanship. I'm guessing some sort of jeweler would work for that.
Well, you know, I that's what I paid you for.
Yep.
To go do that.
So that's what we're gonna do. You can come along if you'd like.
Sure. I suppose that that's preferable.
Alright, so Raylith, give me that knowledge local.
One second.
Although I have a question, Merlin.
Raylith is clueless today.
Yes.
Does it have to be a mirror?
Yes, the formula is quite specific.
So the magic is not flexible in these terms.
Some magics are, but when it's from a workbook like this, I can't change the formula. It has to be done precisely as written.
Right. I suppose in certain cases you can't get original with foundational equations. All right. Let us go forth.
So
I roll an intimidation check, just for good measure for anyone looking at me.
Just as you're waltzing around.
Yeah, just to have a menacing gait. That's pretty menacing.
Raylith's gonna roll her eyes.
All right. Alright, so you are looking quite menacing with your swagger as you walk around next to this beautiful Asmar and young boy with a floating water tank behind him.
I'm not blood raging right now. That's pretty funny. I like that. I do like that.
So, Raylith, you get a sense that you have never had need to go visit a jewelry shop before, but you're certain that it will be in the rich district as you guys are currently in. You think that just cruising the streets, you're bound to find one sometime.
Okay. I'm going to relay that to the group.
Huh. You've never been to a jewelry store.
No, all my jewels are handed down.
That makes sense. So, you've lived here the entirety of your life, Raylith. I don't know if you've ever... Have you told us that? How old you are?
You can assume, I think, from what I've said.
Well, I'm assuming... I mean, I don't really know ASMR ages, but...
Oh.
I'm assuming you've lived here the entirety of your life. How much of the city have you actually seen?
The vast majority of it at this point. I've been here for about 60 years, so...
That is a long while. So, my next question involves your satisfaction with the city. Do you, I mean, obviously your family has been here a long time, but do you find the leaders in place satisfactory?
To be honest, I haven't really paid much attention. That's kind of, my father's territory. He's the one who runs around behind the scenes trying to hold the city together, and my job is more exciting, I suppose, in my mind. I love to be wherever the action is, so sometimes that's Koden Kal, and most of the time it's somewhere else.
Fair enough. It seems that the city is certainly one of structure, and there are grand libraries and museums and temples that have, amalgamated all of these things around the world, but you seem to be one who goes out and takes things still out there and brings them back here. So it makes sense.
The trouble with spending 60 years in the same place is you kind of find everything it has to offer. I've seen all the museums, I've read all the texts, and it's much more interesting for me to go and find new ones to bring back here and enrich the collection than it is for me to be reading the same text over and over again like most of my family does.
So, Wally and Argus and I, you bring us back here. How do you feel that has changed your home? How has that changed Koden Kal so far?
Don't believe it has. We've only been here for a grand total of like a week over the course of our time together.
I don't necessarily... You're right, it's only been a week. I don't necessarily mean on such a grand scale, but you have been giving us your hospitality, having us meet your family.
Well, yes, of course. You're not the first set of adventurers I brought home.
Perhaps not, but I assume we are the least
bunch?
qualified. Yeah, I don't know how to really...
Hardly. I tend to take a liking to people and just bring them back with me. It's probably a bad habit, actually, now I think about it.
Merlin says, "Oh, it's not so bad. I like this city."
Well, I'm very thankful that we all have ended up here, but I will say there's quite a large disparity between the type of adventurer that Galahad is and the type of adventurer that Argus and I are.
Galahad is by no means typical, though. You guys are much closer to the type that I prefer, I suppose.
Oh, who's Galahad? I was meaning to ask that.
Raylith's boyfriend.
Oh.
Hardly. Although I'm starting to suspect he'd like to be.
Only suspecting at this point.
Do you want to be my wingman and go find out for me?
I suppose I could partake in a duel with him and among our warrior-like swings of the blade, also partake in the emotional duel of feelings as well.
You guys actually get along quite well, and I don't know if you noticed, but he trusts you more than he does anybody else in the group. Myself excluded.
It is true that his eyes see the feet that tread upon the warrior's path.
Exactly. Insert eye roll. Well, in any case, Galahad is the Moriarty's son who I grew up with. He's always kind of been a part of the family.
Moriarty?
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I keep reading it on the list for that. Moriarty is kind of the caretaker of the library. He is, in a sense, my adopted father. Both of them are elves, in case that matters. So they tend to stick around as long as I do, and I will, rather. But yeah, they're a bit like my family.
What do you mean stick around? Does your family move a lot? Or do you move
No,
a lot?
we... the opposite, actually. Everyone moves around us.
Oh, so you stay here in Koden Kal.
My family has run the Great Library for hundreds of years. Almost as long as the library has existed.
Oh my goodness. That's
And you know,
incredible
right?
pedigree.
And then Rayla's going to stop and think for a moment about Merlin's lack of, understanding of lifespans. And just be like, Merlin, you know I'm an Asimar, right?
I know you're some sort of angel.
I guess that's one way of putting it.
What do you mean Azamar? What is that?
I guess it's about time you get a bit of history. Asimar is a race. We are angel-like. We're descended from deities. And somewhere far back in my line, one of the original Despar women entranced the god Aurori. So,
Whoa. Holy shit.
So my family tree traces its line back quite a ways. Like I said, hundreds of years. The original...
Merlin is slackshod at this.
I feel like Voltaire probably is too.
Yeah. What? Oh my goodness.
And the original Despar had quite the love for knowledge, which is part of the reason why she met with Aurora in the first place. So when she found the library at her travels, she decided to stay there and help it grow, and the bloodline has been strong enough that it carries from generation to generation. So Voltaire, you've met my niece, Deirdre, right?
Yes, briefly.
I don't think I mentioned before that she's my niece.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think I would have, because it'd be very odd. It should have struck you if it was odd that Deirdre and I look like we're the same age.
Okay, yeah.
So that should be what you're realizing now, at least.
Yeah, for sure. Rayla, do you have a connection to this god that your blood comes from?
Yeah, it's the reason I glow.
But I mean, just do you speak to this god?
I mean, he's the god that my entire family worships. I guess we have a closer connection than most people would with their god, now that I think about it.
Which god was it again? I heard...
It's Aurori.
The master of masters.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, Valtyr's kind of speechless.
Well, in any case, with each generation you typically get one, in rare instances two, people that carry on the Aasimar bloodline from Aurori, and that happens to be me. Maybe one day you'll meet my sister. She's actually older than me and looks her age because she's human. We're quite close, even though she has grandkids. But, you know, this is kind of always how things have been for me, so it's just something I've come to accept, in a sense. And it also means that I've been dealing with suitors for a good 20 years or so now, and do you know how hard it is to find somebody who's going to live as long as you do? That isn't an elf?
Wait, what do you have it against elves?
They're so boring. They're so endlessly boring with their protocol on how, you know, one should act, and Galahad basically has a rod shoved up his ass, in my opinion. An angel-blooded person thinks that elves are too holier than thou.
Wow, I
my
guess
mother got lucky.
That really
She had...
that really settles it, doesn't it? When the angels think that they're too holy.
The elves are too fucking arrogant.
No, I think my mother got lucky. She actually managed to find another Aasimar. We don't know where my father's bloodline comes from, but technically I'm 2 parts god, I suppose.
Merlin is still in awe.
I suppose some of us get luckier with their blood than others.
You are correct with that. I know I'm incredibly lucky to have been born into the situation that I am. I grew up part of nobility in a city that, you know, we've been here as long as the city has, in a sense. So, there's a lot of privileges that come with that.
And yet all can walk the way of the warrior.
I see why it's so attractive to you. I figure the way of the warrior is probably closer to what I'm doing than anyone else in my family, at least. You will not find another family member that wielded a earthbreaker or a musket.
The way of the warrior is more than just a weapon, but yes, you do implore those quite efficiently, and for our betterment, for our lives at this point.
Quick question for Oliver. Do the people in this world actually know the names of the different classes? Like, could I just straight up say I'm a skald and expect that to be understood, kind of thing? Or no?
Not really.
Okay, I didn't think so. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, it's conceptual.
Yeah, like, if you say you're a knight, that could be anything from fighter, paladin, anti-paladin, anyone that wears armor. If you say you're... And like the idea of a bard it's like you're an entertainer. It's not in the sense of that like this person can use their strange magic to like enrapture us.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say she would say she's similar to a bard, but she wouldn't consider herself that. Now I'm thinking about it.
Like you can call yourself a battle singer. People would have an idea of what that is, or
Hang on a
more
second.
more abstract.
I gotta go AFK again. Things are breaking over here. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we'll focus on Voltaire for now. So Merlin says, "Huh. Well, I wonder if I have any special bloodlines. Let's look around and find a shop that we can get a mirror from."
Merlin, considering your rapid magical enhancement, I mean, even the head of the Temple of Nethys saw much potential in you. I would not be surprised if you carried some dormant bloodline, or perhaps not so dormant now.
Perhaps. Well, we'll see tonight.
Yes, let's go, I suppose, find a mirror at the jeweler.
So,
Or we could go to my friend, who I'm sure he'd be able to help me out. Dr. Jekyll.
Dr. Jekyll?
Dr.
Alright.
Jekyll.
That's a strong name. Sure.
I had to Dr. Jekyll. Alchemy and taxidermy.
I guess that makes sense. If you need to gather animal parts, it's easier if people bring exotic animals to you, and you can harvest them and then use it for your own purposes, and then you just need to give them back a skin.
I thought so. Seemed like a strong business.
Alright, yeah, let's... If you think he would know the way. Or she, is I don't know.
He, I think. I didn't really ask the preferred pronoun.
So...
But yeah, way to assume that the doctor's male, Merlin. Good job. Progressive. I see you've aged, physically, but...
Well, if it were a woman, you'd call her Dr. S.
Is that true?
Yeah, like sorceress, doctoress.
Doctress? Well, anyway, let's continue.
And you make your way to Dr. Jekyll's Alchemical Emporium and Taxidermy.
Hell yeah. I, with more strength than I should, slam that door open.
And the bell rings. And you see Dr. Jekyll at his table. It's like, whoo!
Haldo, Doc.
Mr. Valtier. How do you do? You're back early. It is not quite done yet.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so you see, like, he's got, the skull and teeth done, but the eyes, he has, two glass, like, blown glass eyes.
Nice.
That look like marbles, on the table that he's, putting in right now.
Alright. That's fine, Doctor. I was also wondering, would you happen to have... you seem to have oddities and trinkets, little... Alchemist collects many magical... all magical things in order to possibly break them down into components and such. Would you happen to have a fine mirror lying around that I could take off your hands for a generous fee?
I do have a mirror. It is, yay big.
Merlin, would that work? Would that work, Merlin?
Merlin looks at you, and like with sort of this this look of misgiving, says, "I think a hand mirror would do it better."
Speak no more, Merlin. Speak no more. All right, Dr. Jekyll. I'll be back later. I appreciate your assistance. All right, let's leave.
And Merlin tells you, so it needs to be a mirror inlaid with jewels in order to house the enchantment. That's why it's so expensive.
I figured we could do a do-it-yourself. Save a little money, but all right. Let's
mess with stuff like this.
if we're gonna do it, let's go all out. Let's get a quality, right? So yeah.
Yes, magic is incredibly elitist.
Before we leave, Rayla's gonna ask Mr. Jekyll, Hyde, whatever.
Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll.
Have you heard any? Do you know anywhere in the city that would might be selling firearms of late?
Firearms? I can turn your arms into fire if that's what you're asking.
No, I'm looking for something that would shoot a metal pellet at someone.
Some sort of mechanical thing, some sort of gadgetry.
Yeah, like this. She'll pull out hers, minus the warhammer end.
Says, perhaps you should stop by Marissa Cogswell's shop there. And he describes the way to get there.
Thank you very much. Alright, on to the jewelry shop.
You need to go to a jewelry shop too.
To get that mirror that we're looking for, yes.
Well, perhaps you would want to stop by Khalil's jewelry.
Khalil. And where's that one?
And he describes the way to get there.
Well, we just got some... Was he casting magic on us?
No, he describes to you how to get to Khalil's jeweler from where you are.
Oh, your distortion's on. Your distortion is on.
Oh, fuck. Okay. It's off now. Alright.
It was like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
So he describes how to get to Khalil's jeweler. Sorry.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
all
I
right.
need to be careful about that.
Yeah.
Because it's on a hotkey.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. Alright, thanks, Doc. Heading out. I'll see you later. I slammed the door on the way out.
And you hear, "Stop doing that!"
He doesn't know me well enough to. I might just go murder him. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Which one is closer, the Cog's place or the jewelry shop?
The jewelry shop is described to be closer.
Okay. Shall we?
All right.
Yeah, which you want to go? I feel like the mirror will probably be the quicker of the. Maybe we should get the mirror first, and then Raylith can check out. I mean, it's going to take a while to check out multiple guns, I assume.
Yeah, once we have the mirror, I can leave you guys to it and get to work at the White Tower.
Alright, that sounds good.
That's me.
Check out the jeweler first.
And you guys make your way along the cobbled stones of Koden Kal. You notice that there's, just as Deidre said, there are a lot of refugees in the city now, sort of milling about, asking for work, some are begging, some are propositioning. There's a lot of people with carts or very heavy and very filled backpacks.
These are refugees from
Aramor.
Aramor because of the fire?
No,
Because of the war.
Raylith will take a moment to update. Yeah. Raylith will take a moment to update the other two on the situation and explain that as a result of the arena mishap, the two nations have won the war.
Wait, what? There's a war going on?
Mm-hmm. Koden Kal's neutral.
Between who are the
Aramor and Eldridge. The two
Eldridge?
sides that were fighting in the arena.
Oh jeez. That's intense. Who lead these two kingdoms?
I don't remember. I know we discussed this like in the very first session, but I don't remember right now.
By the way, are you taking notes on the session for the TLDR?
No, I am not.
What? I will, I should have been on that, my bad. I will
No, I finally got enough of an appetite, so I'm focusing on food at the moment.
Yeah, okay. Well, Phil, you're on that now.
Yeah, I will retroactively do this. Dang. Should have been writing down what Raylith was getting told. You're gonna have to help me out a little bit on that later.
Okay.
Just a quick summary on the discussion you had with your... What was her name?
Gal, Deirdre.
Yeah, Deidre.
Gal had sent me a rose. Deirdre was like,
yeah, golden
Temple
rose.
fell into
Okay,
the
anyway. Yeah.
There you go. That's about it. And there's a war now. The end.
It's a war, yeah.
Yeah, a church collapsed into the ground, sinkhole. So you guys make your way to Khalil's jeweler. It sort of has a very like Broadway feel. It's very luxurious with blue and purple cloth hanging from the ceiling. Sort of like a very bizarre kind of decor. And you enter and you see a man, very dark skin. He has a lot of facial hair going into a trimmed mustache and beard. He's wearing silks, seems to be very luxurious robes, and he's got this poofy hat on, and he addresses you. Welcome to my jewelry shop. How can I help you?
Go ahead, Merlin. Say what you're gonna say.
Well,
you have the gold.
we are looking for a hand mirror, with a 14-17-5 configuration of diamonds and rhinestones. And he says, "Oh, doing some enchantment, I see. Of course, of course. We get lots of business for that. We have just the thing." And he shows you 3 hand mirrors. He shows you one with gold, and it has a ruby fixed at the top with scrolling filigree going down the sides. Second one, he shows you it's silver inlaid entirely on one side with rhinestones and crystals. Then on the other side, on the third one, it looks to be a bronze mirror. There is sort of a bas relief of a woman holding that same mirror, and then on that teeny tiny bas relief of the mirror is like a tiny smaller carving of, again, a woman holding a mirror.
What the?
And Roland says, "And how much are these going for?" He says, "Well, the first one is 10 gold, and then this one is 25, and then that one is 50 gold." He says, "Let's go with the middle one, that one." He says, "You have a good eye. That is a good choice of mirror. Very solid, very well handcrafted. We do lots of work on it." He said, yeah, whatever. Here you go." He says, "A man of haste. I like you. Come back another time. We have lots of jewelry and other things ready to be enchanted. All of our things are the highest quality." Yeah, thanks, whatever. Let's go, guys.
Love forcing Oliver to roleplay with himself. Alright, awesome. Good job, Merlin. You did it.
Rayla's going to politely bow as she exits.
Valtier will grunt.
Yes, always a pleasure to be serving such high-standing customers as the Azumar. Please come back again to Khalil's jewelry shop. The finest jewelry in Koden Kal.
It's kind of funny how nobody outside of Koden Kal knows what I am. But in Koden Kal, they're so used to my family that they do, I guess.
Some people. Definitely the high-class, educated ones would know the distinction. The country bumpkins like Merlin just think you're an angel.
Yeah, I roll with that. Makes things easy.
So Merlin tells you guys, "Well, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna head off to the White Tower if I can find it from here."
Before you go, Merlin, would you be able to enhance a gun for me to do more damage? Or would that be something I have to take to another specialist?
Maybe? Probably? I'll think about it.
Okay.
I'll need to look at the gun for a while first.
If I'm lucky, they'll have one already enchanted at the shop.
Gonna need to be real lucky for that one.
Exactly, that's why I'm like, if I'm really lucky.
But Merlin bids you farewell.
Travel safe, Merlin. Don't get jumped.
And you watch him walk down the street with the floating bowl behind him. And like people like are also watching him, just sort of bewildered. It's like
That bowl is the reason I'm not worried about him getting robbed.
Says, and you hear like a hobo-looking man says, "Hey boy, you got a fish lurking behind ya." Which Merlin is like, don't respond, don't respond. And but Voltaire, as you swagger down the streets, people are definitely giving you and your companion sort of a wider berth than is strictly necessary.
You know what I just realized?
Good.
With just Voltaire and I, we probably look like he's my bodyguard.
Definitely.
Yeah, you get the sense that that's probably the case.
Yeah, okay, yeah, when I realized this, roll for intimidation. Gonna roll that. Nice. Yeah, just be like, back off. Don't even breathe towards us.
Yeah. So you guys make it unaccosted through the streets of Koden Kal, and
Nice.
finally to a shop. It is a brick shop. You hear the sounds of tinkering and whirring inside, like.
Nice.
That's an exciting sound.
And you see on the window in nice lettering is Cogswell's Mechanisms. But so you see it's glass and it should be a window, but you can't see inside of it at all because the window is just covered with perhaps dirt or dust or some sort of substance that they apparently did not bother to clean off.
This looks
And-
promising.
So do you look inside?
Yep.
We're just gonna waltz right in.
Ding, ding, ding. So you waltz in and you see this is the workshop of a dwarven tinkerer, and you see at the end of the shop, among a menagerie of workbenches and desks just filled with half-made inventions. You see whirring engines. There are things that light up and are beeping, or not beeping, but like blinking in blue and white and red lights. As you walk closer, you see a woman, a dwarven woman with a welding mask on, with holding what looks to be a wand that's emitting a tiny but concentrated stream of fire. And she's putting two points together. It seems to be some sort of sphere with an arm. You're not super sure. And as she finishes the weld, she takes off the mask, and there is soot around her eyes, and she takes the goggles off, and you can see she has very pretty blue eyes underneath this like owl silhouette of soot on her face. Her thick leather apron is similarly filthy.
This is a dwarf, you said?
Yes.
How well lit is this shop?
It is very well lit.
How well lit? Okay. Alright.
By what?
You see in the center of the room, hanging from the ceiling, is this whitish yellow orb. You see it's like a sphere of glass with a crystal inside that is glowing brightly.
That's cool.
I was just gonna say, Rayla's gonna hop right up and say, you know, nice to meet you. I am looking for a particular kind of gadget, and I've told you might be the person to talk to.
And who might I be speaking to?
My name is Raylith Dustbar, and I work with the library.
Oh, Raylith, my boy. Perhaps I've got what you need, or perhaps I can make it. Tell me, what...
Raylith's gonna, like, raise an eyebrow at the word boy, but, you know.
What have you got in mind?
Well, I'm looking for a firearm, and I don't mean arms that light on fire.
Important distinction there.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many people, assume. I have, and Rayla's gonna pull out her Warhammer musket, this, and, I have since graduated from the Warhammer to something a little larger, as you can see. So I'm looking for an upgrade to the musket end of this as well.
Well, I'll be... She takes it sort of greedily into her hands and flips it around, deconstructs it, reconstructs it. I see Tom McGore's work has not faltered.
For some reason, Raylith is not surprised enough that they know each other.
Well, so you're looking for a musket then?
Yep. Also wondering if you can, one-up what I have here in terms of the damage that it'll do.
Well, the mechanism's pretty solid. I really can't criticize the work of Master Tamagor, but I can help you otherwise. I do just happen to have in stock some pistols and a musket, freshly made.
Would you mind if I took a look?
Sure thing, hun. If Tamagor trusts you with this, you can handle what I've got, I'm sure. She goes to one of the desks and, like, clears off a bunch of half-finished handles you see, and picks up... I could have sworn I had two. Oh well. Well, here's one. And she places in your hand a... What is it? Not the musket. You were looking for... What are the guns you're looking for?
Oh, I'm looking to see what she has, man. No, I was thinking a musket would make sense.
Yeah, so...
Honestly, Raylith would be tempted to purchase two if she found two that were particularly good.
So she's got a pistol. So she hands you the pistol, and she says, "All right, well, Here we go. And you see her, like, sorting around her very messy workshop, and you see she's got a regular musket, she's got a blunderbuss, a pistol, a coat pistol, and a pepper box.
Wait a second, what's a coat pistol? I know what all the others are.
So, less powerful than other firearms, this pistol is small enough to be easily concealed in a jacket or coat. You get a +2 bonus on sleight of hand checks made to conceal the coat pistol on your body. It uses either a single bullet or a single dose of black powder, or an alchemical cartridge as ammunition.
Whoa. That's
So
pretty cool.
Yeah. And I was actually thinking of picking up a pistol for concealment purposes, so... I'm guessing that's like a 1d6 of damage?
The coat pistol does a 1d4 of damage. It is small and not as strong. The regular pistol deals 1d8 damage, with a ×4 critical.
What was the crit on the small pistol?
×3.
Man, critting on your single bullet would be really cool.
Huh. Well, she's going to immediately pick up the musket and be like, alright, how much is this one? And, you know, test it for weight and stuff like that.
That one will be 150 gold.
Alright. How much would you...
what a steal.
So as a note, this is after your gold has been
Yeah.
10th. Okay.
Yeah. So I have like 200.
Oh,
I actually could buy it right now. Wait, what were you saying, Bill?
no, I just forgot I needed to update my gold still.
Yeah, I need to do that too. And for these two, point out the normal pistol and the coat pistol.
The coat pistol I can part with for 75. The normal pistol, though, that's 100.
Huh. Alright, and if I wanted to trade this in? Tamagor's work?
You're gonna trade in a work from Tamagor? Well, I will... Let's see.
You know what it's worth.
Well, I will gladly trade you whatever I've got in the shop.
Whoa.
Well, any of the guns, that is.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to part with both the pistol and the musket for this.
Well... not both at once, certainly. One, gladly.
So, at his hesitation, I just take a single step forward.
At her hesitation.
I don't say anything.
Are you trying an intimidate check there?
Not yet. Not yet, but I want him to know. I want him to note it.
Whoa. Brayleth does not, because she's very focused.
This is just
Yeah,
like
You
I'm
stay
still
where
here.
you are, half elf. We're talking business here.
Brayleth's
So-
going to ponder for... Oh,
So by now you notice that Marissa has a very strange accent. You haven't heard this particular one before. you think that she must be from very far away.
Okay. Can I do a knowledge on the accent?
Knowledge, geography.
That's a 7, so it should be an 11.
Well, definitely not from this continent.
Okay.
Well, how about this one? And she finds a double-barreled pistol and offers it. I'd say this is a mighty fine trade for that Warhammer musket.
A single double-barrel pistol for a Warhammer musket?
Yes, that is her
I have no
offer.
need for a double-barrel pistol, though. Because I can't restock both barrels at once. I know I can fire both at once. Is that right?
That is true.
Yes.
But it takes a -4 penalty on each shot, and I already have to take a penalty in order to do bonus damage, so I don't think it makes sense for a realist. I think the musket's going to be the best still with the way she's built now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, no, I think I'm more partial to the musket at this point. I mean, if I'm working with one for a while, I'm just looking for one that has a little bit more oomph to it, I guess, that, you know, isn't trying to be 2 weapons at once, since I have a more specialized melee weapon now.
Certainly, no problem.
Well, I'm trying to decide, do I want a code pistol? Like, do I actually?
You do have to ask yourself that question.
I know, and that's the question I'm currently asking myself.
A coat pistol, or a regular pistol, a double pistol.
Yeah. Because I have my, like, the holster that I started with for the pistol that kind of holds it out of sight. So I'm not super worried. I was already thinking about, like, you know, using the pistol as, you know, the thing that I shove in the folds of the dress again. Because that's what I did before. I'm not the kind of person that would actually want to conceal my stuff. Alright, so what if... Would you be able to do both the pistol and the musket for the musket warhammer plus a flask of gold, solid gold?
A flask of gold?
A flask
Let me
of gold.
see here.
Rayla's been carting these things around, basically doing weight training the whole time.
Flask of gold.
And she's going to pull one of them out.
Oh my.
I think you might have to break the flask to get the gold out, though.
I truthfully prefer just the coins, if you've got them. I'm sure some wizard somewhere could use this, but I prefer fiat.
In that case, I think I'll just trade for the musket for now and potentially come back later for the pistol.
Alright, still a fine trade. Here you go. Pleasure doing business with you.
She ripped me off! Yeah, I guess that's all. And, I will bid her adieu, I suppose, and head back outside. I like the lady up in, what is it? Dragon Town better.
Yeah.
She was cooler.
Well, so what was our final shopping list that we just got?
Oh, I just want to like enchant this thing.
Oh, okay.
You
Where
guys
did we
don't
go?
have fancy weapons. I want a fancy weapon.
Where did we go before for enchanted weapons?
The crazy guy. The stoner. Right?
Oh yeah, you're totally right.
Let's go back and see him.
All right, yeah. I'm blanking on his name right now.
Wait a minute, but didn't he tell me he couldn't do that to my gun last time? Because I thought I asked. The stoner guy, the one that runs the
I don't remember about him.
Really? Hold on, let me check. Let me check my notes. I might have his name.
He's the one who's like door they tried to beat down to get their stuff out because he was the last person we saw before he left last time. Because Argus gave him his armor.
Was he in
So Argus like I
Draconia?
went to go beat down the door. How do
No,
you
the
not
stoner
remember your
mage.
characters? Huh?
The stoner mage is definitely in Koden Kal.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Because he was the one who did the enchantment before, so he would be the person to go back to.
Yeah, okay.
So, on this assumption, Real is gonna head over there.
So, you head over to the magic shop that you went to before. Valtier, give me an intimidate check.
Got it.
Oh, so much swagger there. Yeah, so you make it once again unaccosted to your destination as the crowd parts silently before you. Valtier leading the way. And you can smell the shop before you see it, as it is quite dank. And
This is how I remember, 'cause this guy gave me some of his herb.
oh yeah. And so you enter the shop, and there are people milling about. There seems to be. So you see some increased security around the shop now. There are new employees watching over all the customers around. The employees have like face masks over their mouth and nose. And
Gee, okay.
as it's pretty strong inside as well. Hey dudes, what's up? Hey.
Long time no see.
How's it hanging?
I have a couple of things I wanted to throw your way, actually. So, first things first. Rayla's gonna plop her new gun down on the table. Be like, do you think you can give this thing a boost?
Like, what do you have in mind?
I'm looking for any sort of enchantment to increase damage. You might be able to give it.
So, what does this thing do?
It shoots little metal pellets out and kills people with them.
Oh,
That's,
groovy.
It's mechanical in a sense. But mechanics ain't like it so far.
Yeah, I'm not good with mechanics, but okay. So tell me about this. What do you want to be improved?
I mean, really, I find myself getting jumped by incorporeal creatures quite often, so I'm looking for a bit of a boost to be able to hit those, preferably. So I don't have to keep healing them to death.
Huh. You want some
Sort of
ghost stuff.
any sort of +1 enchantment should do the trick.
Huh. Let me give me a minute to research this.
I was actually wondering if we could end
My
at
headphones
10.
got out for a
That'd be
moment there, so I didn't hear anything you guys said.
Okay.
Headphones might still be out. 1 moment.
So, Phil, it looks to me that you can only enchant the bullets and not the firearm with the +1 to +5. Am I wrong about this? Or...
Let me do some research.
So there are specific firearm enchantments like Lucky, Reliable, those two.
I mean, if you can have a +1 bow or a +1 crossbow.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming.
Yeah, I guess there's nothing that says you can't.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why. I mean, I don't see any reason why there's not +1 firearms.
Says, yeah, I guess I can see what I can do.
Thank you.
Like
How much do you think it would cost?
Like 200 gold, I think. That should do it.
Well, in that case, I do have a proposed trade for you, potentially. How much do you think this is worth? And she's going to pull out one of the flasks of gold.
Oh, what is this? And see, it's just so there's a flask and then like a tiny bit of gold at the top that you can see.
Mm-hmm. The whole thing is solid gold.
Oh, groovy. Let me see. And he picks it up and like weighs it in one hand. Says, this is a good like 100 gold at least. I'm not super sure.
Well, in that case,
why are you drinking gold, Missy? Is that what Azamar drink? Do you drink gold?
Yep, that's my daily breakfast, and she'll pull out another one of the flasks and set it on the table for him. So I believe this should be worth the cost.
Yeah, nope. Yeah, I'll see what I can do here. Totally, man.
Thank you. And then, would you be willing to trade these other ones for a coin?
how many flasks of gold do you have?
5, Oliver.
Oh my god. Alright. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of gold, like on hand here. I can trade for like one of them, I think.
Do you think taking it to the bank might be a better option, or where do you think would be a good way to trade these in?
I don't know, maybe a smith shop if they can hammer that all out of it.
Say that again?
Maybe a smith shop or something? I don't know.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
Well, if you want another one, I'm willing to trade it in here, but just the 2 is fine, and then you'd rather not lose all your coin on that.
Look, I'll give you 90 gold for one of these other flasks.
What happened to the 100 that you just talked about?
Hey man, gotta make a profit. Especially with all these thieves in town now. Stealing my shit. Gonna go bankrupt.
Keep the 2. I'll keep the 3rd. You might find me back here again, though. It's worth seeing if anybody else is a shopper. This is my breakfast, of course. Can't go lightly.
Man, it must be expensive to be an Azmar.
Rayla's just gonna laugh and say, what time should I be back to pick this up?
So it's like... it'll probably be like 2 days, maybe? To get this in, you know? First gotta figure out how it works, and then weave the enchantment, you know? Turn the gold into its raw magical form, and then reform that form into the binding circles that give it permanence. It's kind of a process.
I understand, and Rayla's going to bat her eyelashes at him and turn on the charm and be like, but if you can get it any faster, please, let me know. Send someone to the library, and I'd love to come pick it up early, and I will roll for that if you need me to.
Yeah, give me a diplomacy.
Okay.
It says, library? Which library? Just send a memo to a library?
I mean, I suppose any library would get it to me, but the great library is preferable.
Okay, and who am I sending this to again?
Raylith Despar.
That's right, okay. Yeah, we'll see if we can make it faster.
If not, I'll see you in 2 days. Thank you.
Alright, peace out.
And, we leaving the shop, Voltaire?
Yeah, I've got nothing to do here.
Okay. That was quite the fruitful adventure.
We got our shopping out of the way.
I would. Jekyll, I want my Hellhound head.
Yeah. Voltaire feels that this is probably a good enough amount of time that Jekyll will have finished. It's been a couple hours.
Nice.
It is now past midday.
What was that?
Oh, I was going to ask, is there anybody in the city who would buy a flask of ectoplasm type stuff?
Well, you were just in one shop that probably would have.
Can I run back in for a sec?
Do you want to go back? You want to grab
Rayla's
it?
going to duck back in upon remembering that not only does she have gold, she has a flask of dream juice, essentially.
It says, "Oh, hey, dude. Has it been 2 days already? Whoa."
Rayla's going to laugh and be like,
really flies.
It's gonna be like, yeah, are you done yet? Kidding, but seriously, I have something else I picked up, and I think you would be the one to tell me what this is and what it's worth. And she's going to hand in the flask of what I've been calling ectoplasm.
He takes
Last
a look
dream.
and does a spellcraft check. If I can find my dice. On my table somewhere, I'm sure, but apparently not. Okay, well, let's see. He says, well, it's glowy, that's for sure. Let me... hey, he shouts to the back room. Hey, Velma, get over here. Take a look. What do you think this is?
Wait a minute, what's this guy's name?
You don't know my name? Dude, come on, not cool.
Oh, right, I'm sorry. No, wait, is it Shaggy?
No, that's my dog. Whoa, how did you know the name of my dog?
Smart guess.
No. No, I'm Marley.
Marley and Shaggy.
No. So Velma, we have a thing. Come on. And out of this bead hanging draping door, you see the dreadlocked Velma step into the room. She says, "What is it? You're totally ruining the vibe right now." Hey, look, this is glowy stuff. And so she takes a look and
Hopefully rolls higher.
rolls much higher. She says, What in the world? How did you get this? Where did you get this?"
I pulled it from a dream, I guess.
Oh my. This is pure magical essence. This is... Wow. Now, this is the good shit. Like normally you have to make like pacts with like demons and shit to like refine the souls of mortals into ectoplasm, but here you go in a vial.
What?
Oh yeah, don't you know? Like, if you sacrifice the soul of a mortal to a, you can basically refine out about 100 gold's worth of magical essence to make items out of.
Wow.
Sorry, no, 10
Is there
gold.
anybody? Huh?
So, 10 gold, not 100 anymore. So she says, yeah, this is expensive stuff. And you pulled it from a dream. Nice.
Thank you very much. Rayla's going to do a small theatrical curtsy.
Yeah, if you can just dream this stuff into existence, you can make anything. That is really cost effective.
What would you make with this?
This is pure magical essence. You can do anything with it. You can turn it into gold, you can turn it into enchantments, turn it into spells or bombs.
Huh.
Why don't you pay them to use it to enchant your gun?
Because I'm realizing something else right now. We pulled it from a dream that we know elves were dreaming, and if this is something that they could use in place of gold for a magical enchantment of sorts. And we know that they're looking for a ton of gold right now to do things after talking. Huh?
You're right. You're right.
Did you not put that together?
Well, I just didn't realize that they were looking for gold, or needed gold.
Yeah. We know, well, what's his name? Galahad told us that, so.
Oh, okay, for sure.
I'm glad someone remembers.
You're welcome, Oliver. I got you with the plot. Alright, so how much is this little vial worth? Or flask, rather.
Oh man, this is hard to appraise. Let me think here. You know, ectoplasm in the physical world.
Trippy, right?
Yeah, this is real trippy. I didn't know this was possible. I'd say... I don't know, it feels kind of dirty to try and exchange this for gold. I can definitely exchange this for an enchantment, though. Yeah, I bet this is... I can offer you, like, a tier 2 enchantment for this thing, for this vial.
Pathfinder Noob says, what is a tier 2 enchantment?
So in the in-game slang, tier 2 enchantment means +2.
Just a +2.
Or its equivalent of other enchantments. So for example, on the firearm specific enchantments, to give it the lucky enchantment, that is a +1 cost. So it will cost as much as a +1 bonus. Or like the greater lucky, greater reliable, that's a +3 cost. So that's what they mean by tier 1, tier 2. Because like saying +1 or +2 is kind of weird in game.
Interesting, okay. Huh. Well, don't really see the need to get lucky or reliable. So, I guess I'll keep it in mind and come back in the future unless there's a particularly good enchantment you could suggest for a Earthbreaker.
An Earthbreaker, now we're talking. Yeah, let me think. Yeah, so you said... so at this point, Marley pipes in. Oh, I see. So you said you needed, something against, like, ghosts and spooky stuff, right? Yeah, let me think.
Or something against elves.
Or elves.
Whoa.
Feel free to shoot me dirty looks. No, really, like, we only battle elves and spooky stuff. So...
I mean, that is fair.
Huh. Well... If it's spooky stuff you need, you can, like, imbue it with, like, holy power. That could be useful. Or, like... I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff. You know, like advancing, archaic, anchoring, axiomatic, corrosive.
Do you have a pamphlet or
Flame.
anything you can give me, and I can look this over and come back to the
Yeah, I feel like this can be
Yeah.
looked over
Yeah,
by
so...
Ray.
Yeah, look over the +1 and +2 things in that list.
Cool. Thank you. I'll drop by another time then. We have a stuffed head to go pick up.
Yeah. Can we quickly go get the stuffed head and end it?
Alright, yeah. You saunter along to back to the alchemist shop. Please give me another intimidation check.
Nice. Lots of 18s today.
You are very intimidating today.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so you make it there with without any issue. And you see Dr. Jekyll at his desk with your with a gift wrapped box next to him. Says,
Gift wrapped.
Mr. Voltaire, here you are.
Much appreciated, Doctor. I will be using your services in the future. So, good job.
Glad to be of service. So inside, you
I take
see,
it out.
Yeah, inside is the Hillhand's head. It's actually a bit prettier than as you originally saw it. It, like, the dust and grime and dirt and like dried blood has been like cleaned off. Its eyes,
Sure.
though no longer glowing like coals as it was, now have these highly realistic glass orbs in them, in the sockets, and it looks not as intimidating, but still has that definite hellhound look. Obviously, a creature not of this world. And along the backside, there is a slip like so that you could just put your belt through, and it will hang on your belt without jiggling around.
Hell yeah.
And he says,
I do so immediately.
And he says, sir, and if you look closer over there, at the base of the skull, and he points, and like sort of lifts up the skin at the very base of the neck.
Sure.
And you see he's hollowed out the skull, and it's now lined in velvet as a little pouch.
Dope. Very nice.
So you have a secret pouch inside of your direwolf, no, not hellhound head.
Badass. Badass. Hellhound head pouch. You know it. Alright.
Yes, it's not the chain that you wanted, but I think this is more practical.
I'll give him an extra gold and a tip for that. He's a gold bud. Actually, no, wait, hold on. Not a gold. Jeez. That's very much now. How about a silver? I got a few silver on me. How about I'll give you a silver?
Thank you, sir.
Alright, cool. Alright, cool. I'm happy.
Alright, so
Cool.
nightfall. Night is falling. It seems that, well, you think it's probably a good time to head back to the Temple of Nethys. and we will call it there.
All right.
Unless there's
Sounds
any
good.
last things you guys want to do?
I'm good. I'm down.
Yeah, that's fine for tonight.
So
I was just gonna have Raylis write Galahad a letter explaining her theory.
Oh, alright.
So-
yeah.
I remember now. They need a bunch of gold to essentially do a bunch of magical shit because they're always doing a bunch of magical shit and it requires gold. But what about this? So okay, this thing about this church. It was a church. Like we don't know. There was no earthquake or anything. Like there was just a sinkhole that took this church.
Yes. The morning that all of these Asmodeus church officials went inside the church to investigate the theft, a sinkhole appeared and swallowed up the church. And all of them inside of it.
They were going into their own church.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just yeah, details. All right. Yeah. Sounds good to me.
So, I'm going to just real quick write Galahad a letter, basically saying what Phil was just talking about. How, I think that they're essentially dreaming magical essence into existence and probably harvesting it to use. So, and I give him the details about Daggerdair and where that's happening and everything. And then I want to go straight to Moriarty because I know he's a trusted person to make sure the letter gets to him.
Okay. So let's go to
That's all.
Moriarty first before we end this session.
Oh.
So you head to the Grand Library. Violet is there at the front. She says, "Ah, Violet, you're back. How wonderful." She says in a neutral tone.
Good to see you too, Violet. After all these years, I know she means it.
And she says, "Well, what brings you to the library? Are you
Same
finished?
here.
Are you finished with your adventures outside?"
I don't. I
May I
have a
interest
feeling
you in
this
a
will be
book?
a bit of a short respite, but no, I'm here for the same reason I'm always. Where's Moriarty?
I'm afraid he's been called away for the day. Is there a message you'd like to leave him?
Where was he called to?
I don't know. He left in a hurry, though. He said he probably won't be back very soon.
Huh. When did he leave?
He left yesterday.
That's odd. And very unlike him, actually. Have you seen my father around?
Well, you know he doesn't visit here often.
I know, but it's worth asking.
No, not since you were last here, I'm afraid.
Any idea where he is?
Michelle, where would your father be at this time?
What time of day is it supposed to be?
It is getting close to sundown.
Well, depending on the day of the month, he's either out at dinner with some high-ranking nobleman of the city, striking deals and conniving to have the library remain at the heart of the city and unaffected by any other politics
politics going on, or he actually would be at my house, just in his own wing of the manor, and that's probably the likely one at this point.
Well, I've read this most wonderful book. If you'd like to check it out.
Thanks, Violet, but I'm kind of in a hurry.
Suit yourself.
You can send it to my room at the manor, though. I'll read it overnight.
Oh, here. It's right here. And she hands you a book called Little Woman.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a book about the trials and tribulation of very, very small women, just tiny women, in a big world.
Thanks, Violet. Alright, guess I'll head home and see if I get lucky. So, Rayla's gonna head home and see if she gets lucky. Quick backstory for Oliver, so I'm not like throwing you under the bus. My father and I are distant. We have a mutual respect for each other, and I would actually trust him to deliver a message quickly and discreetly over my mother, because he has his own ways of ferreting things out of the city, and his policy is to stay totally neutral. So if I were to ask him to do this, he should. But
all right, so you go home. Stop by home. Fortunately, it is very close to the library, not a long trek at all. You are greeted by Jeeves. He says, Miss Raylith, welcome home.
hey, Jeeves, I need to ask you a question. I already intended. Is my father home?
Yes, he is in the West Wing. In the study,
Thank
I
you.
believe.
Rayla's is going to walk briskly down the hall and reach the study, dust herself off, make sure that she looks presentable, and knock politely on the door.
Come in. And
So,
you open the door to your father's study. He is there. His hair shines a metallic red, just that single fiery red color. Not too much unlike yours. He's wearing this lounging gown, not gown, like lounging robe. He has a pipe in one hand. He's reading what is clearly a very thick novel. It says, my dear Raylith, what brings you home?
Rayla will curtsy deeply, and then rise up again and walk briskly across the room, letter in hand, and just very frank. Father, I believe the library is in danger.
He closes the book and takes a breath of the pipe. Please explain.
You know about the sinkhole, and you know that wasn't a sinkhole. We both know enough about the local geography to figure that out.
The Church of St. Bridget, that awful place.
My father is likely to know exactly who had it out for them, by the way, and know what the undercurrent is, but he keeps it to himself. So, he actually would be more knowledgeable about the nobilities and workings than Moriarty would be with the way they're set up.
We'll see. So, what news do you have of the sinkhole? Please
None
explain.
yet, but I don't believe it's going to be an isolated incident.
Oh? Do you have a clue of who or what did this?
I don't, but I know someone who does, and I need to get this letter to them
Who
as
is
quickly
it?
as possible. Galahad.
Oh? Very well. I will be sure he gets it as fast as possible.
Thank you. And as soon as I know more, I'll report back to you. I know your mission is to keep this place safe. And as your daughter, it is my duty to continue that mission.
So I must ask,
So-
as this does involve the library, what clues have you discovered about a potential threat?
I'm not sure it's my place to say, to be totally honest. I know that there have been stirrings with various elven clans, and I know that they're plotting something that involves quite a lot of magic. The amount of magic you would need to raise a building to the ground and open a sinkhole in the earth.
Well, once you know more, do keep me in the loop. This is deeply troubling.
I will, Father. Is that a grunt over there, Phil?
It's a grunt of. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Oliver has in store.
Raylanth is like half guessing at this point, but it's a pretty good educated guess. So, she is a way for seeing the way history ties together, having done it for so long. So,
Good work, Raelith. I'm proud of you. Please continue on this investigation.
Rayla's going to quietly think, have you been possessed? You're proud of me? And do a sense motive and realize she never told the GM anything about her father and kind of threw him in the corner here, sorry.
Sure, give me that sense motive. Actually, no, you tell me your sense motive modifier, then I'll do the sense motive.
Oh, it's a +10.
Okay.
It's a fake.
I'm gonna. Oh wait, I can do GM rolls too. Is it... Phil, is it /GM roll?
It is /GM roll.
Okay. You think that it's kind of bizarre given your strained relationship with your father, but you think that given the information that you just presented, this is more than likely the truth of the matter, that he is proud of you for uncovering a possible plot against the library.
Sounds good. Rayla doesn't actually think it's against the library specifically, but she's rolling with it. So, I just need him to work with me. So, yeah, she will, again, curtsy deeply and turn and walk out of the room.
Nice.
Yep. Okay, and now we can end it. Sorry.
No, that's
Wanted to
good.
get that out of the
Cool.
way before I
Awesome.
forgot it.
Alright,
Nice.
and you get a fate point, while Tyr gets a fate point, and I think we can call it
Amazing.
there.
Cool.
Wait, so we get
Alright,
2?
So you both now have 2 fate points.
Whoa.
Yeah. I have a question for you guys, Mr. Double DMs. Stalking is an enchantment. Could I, upon going into battle, tell my Earthbreaker to stalk someone, fire off a couple shots, and then have that count as rounds that the thing is stalking to get the extra 1d6 of damage?
Let me look at this.
Hang on. You need the link?
Yeah.
I
give me
got
that
it.
link.
Get it open.
Give me the link.
It's in Roll20.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are you asking?
Can I have my Earthbreaker stalking a target while I'm shooting someone else, essentially, and then once that other person is dead, whip out the Earthbreaker and just hit them with like 4d6 or something like that. Ridiculous.
No,
So it looks
it's
like
a standard
as it-
action.
Yeah, it looks like you use an entire standard action to
Oh.
activate the stalking thing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, to activate it, but I was wondering if it would keep like ticking up or something, but never mind.
So, as a +2 enchantment, you can get up to 2d6 for 2 rounds of stalking.
Okay, that's sad. I think Life Surge is going to be better than War Holy.
Yeah, and...
Since I'm a bit of a squish, Life Surge makes sense. It would also prevent, I think, the it prevents against that's bonus against saving throws for ability damage, ability drain, and energy drain. And I'm guessing that's what you used on us before. I feel like this would have been real helpful to have in the dream world.
That is a cool enchantment. So what was your question again?
Would that have prevented or added bonuses to the saving throws that we had to make against our strength and like dexterity being sapped before?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay. And it adds bonus points when I go into a rage for myself. And it would do damage to Incorporeal because it's a magic enchantment, I believe, so.
Yep, this is very good against the undead.
I like how it does extra crit damage. Okay, well before the next session I'll figure out if I'm going to go for Life Surge or for Holy. Because Holy does extra damage straight up against evil creatures, but Life Surge seems more all around useful. So.
Yep, there are trade-offs.
Yep. Okay, I'll figure it out. Thank you very much, and Phil, you're free to go. Thank you for sticking around for an extra like half hour.
Good. Thanks, appreciate it. It's a good
So
time.
Phil, if you want to review the TLDR, see if you missed anything
What was it?
before we go. Would you like to review
Oh,
the TLDR?
I actually posted it back when I thought we ended.
Never mind then.
I can amend it if you want, like a comment.
Yeah, comments would be good on what. Yeah, for sure.
Alright.